All right, Jonathan, it looks like we are now online. Here we go.
All right.
Okay. So, everyone, welcome to the Backmarkers Racing League. This is the Nashville 133 of the GTCC ARCA series. It runs here on Tuesday nights. Apologize for some technical issues getting going here. I'm joined in the broadcast booth by the driver of the number 58 in the ARCA series and Slide Design Truck series, Jonathan Cofield. Jonathan, welcome to the booth for the first time.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. Thank you for having me come along and call this thing.
Yeah, we always love hearing you on the podium interviews, and so I figured it was time for you to step up to the booth and see what this is all about. I don't know
Oh,
if you,
yeah.
I don't know if you want to give us a rundown of what you've seen so far. We missed qualifying, but Alan Warnecki did get on the pole position. I can pull up those qualifying results for everybody just so we can see them here on the screen, so you have an idea of kind of where your favorite driver qualified. Jonathan, who do you like in this one?
I like Kevin Balmer, Alan Warnecki. I've raced with him a few times, real good at saving tires. Tyler Talent, he's always one to watch out for. Abraham Khalifa, another great guy. It'd be interesting to see what these ARCA guys can do with not having us truck guys in here messing with them.
Yeah, giving him kind of a hard time. Although, I mean, Cavan was quick last week. I mean, you kind of saw
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of his rear bumper, at least at the end. You kind of had second sealed up until that last caution.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, but we're 6 laps in, and old Alan Warnecki, he's done jumped out to about a 1 second lead, and we had a guy make an early pit stop, and I don't know why he did it.
Clifton Simmons, let's take a look.
Clifton Simmons, yep, got
Yeah,
an early pit stop there.
Clifton
Don't know if he
Simmons
had a
jumped to
penalty
pits.
or.
Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. I don't see anything on the camera. I have him leaving the pit lane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not sure what happened there. So we'll go back live again. Looks like this battle for 7th, 8th, 9th is pretty close here.
Yeah, everybody's getting kind of spread out. Only 15 guys out here. Tire wear is going to start coming into effect here in a little bit, so everybody kind of getting in single file line, and you'll see the guys that can't save as well, start dropping back, and the guys that can save start coming on up.
Yeah, so this is a real interesting one because it is the first race that our Bushwhackers. Christopher Bendel is a winner. Although you can say in that Phoenix race, I mean that was Dustin Buck's race really to lose, right? I mean he put himself in position with Jacob Bradley
Oh,
there at the end,
definitely.
and they had a bit of a coming together. So we know he's fast. I really think honestly all of this top five really could win this race. Andrew Cowell I know is pretty good. Corey Harville had a great run in the last race at blanking here, Chicagoland. He looked good. And then Michael, I keep forgetting that Gudger is now full time in here.
Oh,
So
okay. Yep.
so to see Gudger, I mean Gudger's a quick driver. He's up there with us on his day. So it's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
surprising to see him mired back in 8th spot. But maybe he's just saving his tires. Although as I speak, he's all over Corey Harville there.
Yeah, I was watching this lead. It looked like Buck was starting to run him down very slowly, but kind of keeping that 1 second gap. He had it down to 8 tenths. He's pulled it out a little bit. So Allen's extended the lead to about 1.1 seconds as Dustin is having to battle off Pendel.
Yeah, Pendel's quick. We know he's coming. That Pendel's all over him, man.
Oh, yeah.
Into
He give a
3.
little look to the inside there, coming off 2.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe because if Dustin's not as good on the long run, maybe is on the short run. But Pendel's quick, and he wants another win. But I remember at Chicagoland watching Alan and Chris go at it for seemingly the whole race was a real treat. They're both really good drivers, really professional, give themselves enough space to do what they need to do. But they're definitely tough competitors.
Definitely. We got a good battle here for 8th, 9th, and 10th with Harville Gentry. Got the Talon in there. They're fighting side by side here, coming on the front straightaway.
Got Nathan Gentry making was trying to make a move there. Now he's kind of moved up, and Tyler DeTalent's taking the
Taking one
initiative on
inside
the
there.
inside. Yeah. So I have never driven this track. I literally downloaded the track about 10 minutes before the broadcast. Have you driven this one? Do you have any tips for the viewers at home of how to drive it?
I wish I did. I've only run the truck. I haven't really run it. Kind of like you, I've had it a little while. Haven't really run anything on it. None of my leagues I've been in has put it on the schedule, but I think the bottom line's the way to go. Concrete all the way around. High side, it's iRacing. The high side's going to eat the tires up. I think the bottom's going to be the way to go.
Yeah, it seems to be working for Alan Warnecki so far.
Yeah, he done got it out to
So
about 1.3 there.
Pendel did get around Buck. I'm gonna see if I can pull this here. Pull this replay up here. Looks like he got him going into 3. So Christopher Bendel, looking for win number 2 on the season, moves himself one spot closer. But yeah, that gap to Alan Warnecki is going to be tough to run down. So we'll watch that, see how that goes. Yeah, it looks like Cowell and Gudger here. So we expected Michael Gudger to move up, and he's cleared to Talent and Harville, and now he's working on Andrew Cowell there.
Oh, he's gonna get him right here on the straightaway.
Yeah,
Got a
he's
good
got
run.
it. Gudger using that really low line on the apron. We saw a lot of
in 6th place.
We saw a lot of guys doing that in Chicago. Were you running the apron at Chicagoland, or were you?
A little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I tend to do it. I think like at Vegas is one of those places where it can get hairy, so it's just kind of your risk appetite.
Yes. I tell you what, Alan Warnecki's running the 31.3s, and so are the top 3. So Gudger, he's running really good lap times compared to these leaders.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah, he's hanging in there. I'm trying to look at maybe farther back who's decently quick. Nicholas Moffitt ran kind of a couple tenths faster than the guys around him, so maybe. Oh, he just took Nathan Gentry as I spoke. So Nathan comes off turn 4, and then Nathan's gonna looks like pick him back off, but they'll go into turn 1 side by side, and nope, he gives it up to Moffitt. So Moffitt moves up to 10th.
Yeah, Gentry must be having a hard time, or he done wore his tires out. One of the two, he's done dropped 3 or 4 positions, I think. 100 lap race, he may just be hanging down saving. You never know.
Yeah.
He's kind of running that high line, so I'm not real sure. I'm not real sure what that does on this track.
Yeah, let's.
Looks like he's running about 1 car length off the bottom, where everybody else stuck to that yellow line.
Yeah. So yeah, getting spread out here a little bit, trying to see. Michael Gudger up 6 spots, so maybe he just had a bad qualifying. Gudger's not the kind of guy you would think would qualify 12th in this field. But we'll see what he does. Maybe on the long run, maybe he will do. See what he can pull off. I'm interested to see who short pits, right? Like when you have these long green flag runs, kind of like we had at Vegas last year. I think the good move is to try and pit not super early, but you can definitely make a lot of time up versus the guys who are waiting for a caution, right? The guys who stay out till lap 70, because 10, 15 laps on fresh tires, you're gonna make up a huge amount of time. And that's just going to be really hard to claw back unless the caution comes out and the late pitting guys can move up. But
definitely. Do you know what the fuel run is?
I do not.
I know they got 4 sets of tires, so it'd be interesting to see when that first set of pit stops comes in.
Yeah, we'll have to see who blinks first. Obviously, if you're Alan Warnecki, you're looking good right now. Pendel looks like he's dropping back. He just lost like 0.3 of a second. He must have just gotten a. I'm gonna rewind this here a little bit. He must have gotten. Oh, he slid up into 4. So he was running that higher line, I guess, through the turn, and he actually hits the wall coming out of turn 4. Because I was wondering why that gap Actually,
Yeah,
he didn't hit the wall.
he was actually just apologizing to Buck over the radio. Said he got tied off that corner. So apparently these guys are dealing with a little bit of handling issues starting to come in with these tires wearing out.
Yeah, gosh, it's always like lap 20, right? I mean, it seems like no matter the racetrack I go to, lap 25 is when things get really not fun.
Yeah, it's turning into a 4-car battle here as they've had a little problem getting tied off the corner, and it's done sucked Morris Jr. Got him up here.
Yeah, no, these top five. I mean, we talked about it earlier that I think any one of these top five can really win this race. Obviously,
Definitely.
Allen's putting a hurting on him right now, but I think, I mean, who knows if it'll go green? I don't know. I would imagine if the tires start to go off, you're going to see more guys with handling problems and maybe a couple accidents. But this might be the first caution-free ARCA race of this season.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, Allen's still running in the 31.6s.
Yeah,
And Buck's running 31. Well, he ran a good lap that time, 31.5.
yeah, and
I know he was a little off pace.
they're both about a half second clear. Well, it looks like Gudger's still hanging on. Pendell's hanging on as well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do in the middle of this run. Like, obviously, I don't know if I'm just trying to look at the time differential, like how far they tail off each lap, but I'm trying to get to see if I'm looking at the gaps, and it looks like this is the closest battle on the track right now. Only, like you said, 15 cars, big track like this.
Yeah, they're spread out pretty good. I was scrolling through drivers trying to find some battles, but, everybody right down on that yellow line, just like single file all the way around the racetrack.
All right, so we're on board Daniel Morris Jr. right now, looking at the rear bumper of Pendell, who was running second just a few laps ago, and it looks like Daniel Morris Jr. is about to take that spot. Pendell fights back on the outside, but he's got to be careful. He stays off the wall this time. And Daniel,
What Kevin Bomber is coming.
yeah, he's running identical times to Buck, and they're both now faster than Allen, at least on that last lap. So, yeah, Baumler, I think he crossed the threshold over those last two races. Well, he had a good race at Phoenix. So Phoenix and in Chicagoland, I think he's ready to go.
Morris just took Pendell for 4th, so move him up a spot.
Yep. And then to Talent and Gudger. I'm surprised Gudger looked like he was kind of storming through the field there and has stalled a little bit. He's got Corey Harville there right on him right now.
He might have had a bad qualifying effort, and just kind of overcooked his tires, trying to get up to the field real quick.
Yeah, I think that's the risk you run, but you don't ever really have a choice. When you have a green flag run like this, you can try and be conservative, but it's without a stage break or maybe an early caution that he was hoping for. He's kind of at the mercy of his decision. So maybe Gudger might be one of those guys that kind of sees his tires falling off and he might do a short pit. I don't think anyone is going to try a double pit after what Johnny tried to do in that last one, just because it was so hard for him to make up. Now, obviously, it was kind of negated at the end because there was a late caution and everyone was able to stack up. But I think before that caution came out, I think Rapp was heavily regretting his decision. I was interested to see that, talking about that last race with between Johnny and Blake, that he did come in, right? Because I thought he had a 10-second lead, I think, when he came into the pits, and I think there was going to be a point where both Blake's and his tires were going to fall off enough that I think he might have been able to hold off Blake at least for a little while, but I think he would have been in better shape just staying out, like doing that early pit and then just staying out.
Yeah, definitely. I think Gudger's burning stuff up. I've just rode a couple laps when he's super tight. He's just lost two more positions. So Gudger struggling with handling on his number 64 LSU sponsored Chevrolet right now.
Yeah. So Dustin Buck now clawing back a little bit of the gap. I think I remember seeing that gap up to like 2.5, almost 3 seconds, but now it's down to 2 seconds flat. And yeah, Going into turn 1, it goes up a little bit. We'll see where he's quicker. He definitely seems to get a better run off of 2 than Warnecki, and down the back stretch, yeah, and it's now, into turn 3 is really good. So he is now sub 2 seconds on Alan Warnecki. Now where a lot of, I mean, 2 seconds is a lot on the track, but with a pit stop, 2 seconds is kind of nothing. So if Alan has, the slightest bad pit stop, or maybe he's a little conservative coming onto pit road. I know I certainly am usually. I give up a lot of time in the pits just because I don't want to get one of those speeding penalties. That might
Well,
be.
that and tracks where you have to get on the brakes to make the car turn. When the car gets to pushing, you got to dial that brake bias down, and you got to think about that getting on pit road. You got that brake bias turned all the way down, you can loop it.
There's so many moving parts, and pit stops. Pit stops are what make it fun. I think that's kind of the difference between these longer races and the short sprints that you see in a lot of the officials, is that you have to nail your pit stop. And again, I think at least in the truck series, the level of competition is so high that you can't make pit stop mistakes. I mean, we've seen it end a number of races this season. And then here, I think this top five at least, the competition among these 5 is going to be so fierce that none of them are going to afford to make a mistake. So looks like we had someone come out of the pits, Jade Grudzinski. So Jade Grudzinski is the first one to go into the pits. So he goes in. He's now
35.
Yeah. He's now in 14th.
Gonna lose a lap, of course, but you'll see him probably blow right by the leader here in a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see what these new tires look compared.
Yeah,
to
there he goes. We see him right in line there. So he's now following Kevin Baumler there. Kevin's in 3rd. Let's see what Dade's last lap was.
I've got him down as 2 laps down. Maybe he lost 2 laps on the pits.
Yeah, he could have been a lap down, and then maybe lost another lap in the pits. So, when you're running far back and the tires are really not fun,
Might as well just stop.
Might as well stop, yeah, at least to make your own race a little more enjoyable,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So his last lap was a 31.2. Sorry, 31.4. So he's about 0.6 of a second faster in this lead pack here. So he's going to blow by.
And Warnecki just ran a 32 flat.
Yeah.
Dustin Buck's still running 31.8 though.
He's slowly chipping away at that lead.
Slowly.
So we had talked about him a few laps ago. So that lead was right under 2 seconds, and now it's 1.8. So again, it doesn't seem like the gap is big, but if you can pull 1/10 of a second every 5 or 6 laps, it's going to add up over a 100-lap race.
He lost a little bit there, went back to 1.8.
Dade's still trying to work his way around Cavan, although I'm sure Cavan is the last thing he wants to do is give up time to Dade. I think, yeah, there he goes. He just lets him go. So we'll see how long Dade's progress takes to stall out here. Pendel there hanging out, kind of a lone 5th. So he's now 7 seconds behind Warnecki. I'm sure that is not what he had planned. Tyler DeTalent there, him and Corey Harville have been running pretty close, and then Gudger's now 13 seconds off. So yeah, Gudger, I feel like Gudger's one of those guys that maybe could benefit from a pit stop unless he's really trying to play the points game. I don't know if he's missed so many races in ARCA that he's not even worried about the points championship anymore.
Yeah.
We had a pass for Abraham Kalufa past Nathan Gentry here. Nathan Gentry, looks like this is off of, that's turn 2, and Abraham gets under him for 12th.
I got a 94's coming in pit road, just heard over the radio.
All right, here we go. Pendel, first to blank. I think this is going to be a good move, at least in the short term, because he's going to get those fresh tires. I'm going to bring up our track map here so we can
Yeah,
See,
you never know with some of these tracks in iRacing. You know, I like to long pit. I'm not really a big fan of the short pitting because I like to pit 2 or 3 laps after a guy. That way, I got 2 or 3 lap fresher tires. You know, I know they're gonna get ahead of me, but at
yeah,
least I've got the tires to run them back down. And that it all depends on what the fall off is and what track you're at, whether it's
yeah.
gonna work or not.
And like to your point, personal preference, right? Like it's because it's kind of a mental thing, right? Like yes, you have the tires at the end, but then you're really giving yourself a narrow window. I think back to Vegas last year, right? Like I think it was one of those things where I think between you and I think if you had had 2 more laps, I think you definitely
Yep.
would have had me. But it's such a knife edge, right? Like you have to time that just perfectly.
Yeah, and it's a mind game too. You know, you got fresher tires, and you want to catch the guy ahead of you as fast as you can. So you're in between saving and being fast, and not trying to burn up the tires to have something for the
Exactly.
end. So
Yeah, and I don't. Well, Pendel gets a little squirrely getting under Moffitt. It's one of those other things where I we don't have the math here to do it, but to have a team strategy where you come out actually in clean air, because if you come out and you're having to fight a bunch of guys, that's going to stall your progress as well. So you might actually lose
definitely.
time versus being trying to use your fresh tires to your advantage. So still, oh, Dustin Buck entered the pits, so he looks like he's in. So we'll see where he comes out. Go back live. Looking.
That 44 for the 44, still making laps out here.
Yep, 94. So Buck is out of turn 2. Pendel is out of turn 2. So here we go. This is going to be, I
I
think,
wonder if Ornecki will take it to 50 and one pit stop this race. I'm wondering if they're going to have a 2-stop or 1-stop
I
strategy here.
think it's got to be a one stopper here. They're too far in. I think the only thing that's going to change that is maybe a caution.
Yeah, that changes everything.
Let's see. Let's see if I can copy. I'm just going to put our link up on our Facebook page here in case anyone was looking for it. Let's see here. Oh, Robert Brobst already took care of it for us. Thank you, Robert. We appreciate all that you do for us.
Like Andrew Cowles says he's pitting in, so I look for him to be on pit road.
Yep, looks like he's now the third to come in. Nathan Gentry along with him. So Buck and Pendel. Yeah, Buck's got I believe Buck has the advantage, right? Yeah, he's right here. So Buck is getting around Tyler to Talent.
Powell coming off pit road right now.
So yeah, he's got
Gentry on pit road right now, getting his service, pulling off.
a Nathan Gentry here. Yep, he comes off in the number 10. Nathan is of course the admin and main sponsor of the GTCC ARCA series. So Nathan, we do appreciate you and appreciate all you do for us and the hard work that goes into putting on a good show. It does not go unnoticed. So Alan Warnecki stays out. He's got a 4-second lead over Kevin Baumler and Daniel Morris Jr. Buck and Pendel continue to pound around. They're running 30.9-ish, and Alan Warnecki and Kevin are running about a second off of that. So they, at this rate are making up a second a lap, but as Jonathan mentioned, their tires will be in worse shape at the end. So we'll be.
Yeah, by the time the 44 pits, their tires will have about 10 laps, 11 laps on them. So
Yeah, that's probably
we'll
gonna
have the fresher tires, but like you said, they're gaining a second a lap, and he was only a second behind, so they're going to be
be. Yeah.
3 or 4 seconds ahead of Warnecki by the time
Yeah.
this is over.
Right, yeah, so Buck will definitely jump him initially. Pendel possibly. I think Pendel is about 3 seconds behind Buck right now. Let me see if I can get a relative gap here. Relative? Can I get this? Show. Nope, that does not give me times. I was trying to see if I could get a battle box, but it does not look like it. I was trying to get the live gaps because it just shows that they're a lap down, so I can't get the.
Yeah.
Actually, here we go. Yeah, sorry, he's 2.6 seconds behind Dustin Buck, so he's right there. So we'll just have to see how that works
Got
out.
Moffitt coming off pit road.
Yeah, Moffitt left, and then Abraham Kalufa also just came off of pit lane. So the top 7 have not pitted. Everyone else has. So we're waiting on that top 7. Gudger is another one of those guys that I think maybe his only strategy call was to hope for a caution. So maybe he's just hanging out, hoping that caution comes out. And we saw that last season. I think it was Joseph Gregory, I think at Iowa, and maybe he did it somewhere else where he like literally stayed out 60 or 70 laps. I mean, was just going to be cooked at the end, but did his best to hold on and hope for a caution.
Yeah, I don't. It's not looking like we're going to get a caution in this race. I think it's going to go flag to flag. You know, everybody's so spread out. Unless somebody spins on or off the pit road, you know.
Yeah. Well, Pendel on the wall off of 4. So it's going to hurt his progress.
Oh, no.
Don't know what that did to his last lap time. He still ran faster than Dustin Buck on that last lap, so whatever he's doing maybe is working, but he rubbed the wall too much. It's going to eventually cause some damage, so.
Yeah, I'm looking at his car right now. Don't see any right side damage. Still looks pretty good. I think he'll be all right.
So Dade Grajewski on those, he was obviously one of the first to pit. He has now caught the leader, Alan Warnecki, and he is going to put himself, get one of his laps back, it looks like. Although he is blinking, so I don't know if he's just kind of taking it easy and staying out of everyone's way or what.
Got one on the pit road there.
Joe Rapp, the 07.
Joe Rapp.
So he goes in that Star Wars Pepsi machine. One of my favorites. I think that looks pretty cool. So he goes in from 9th. Clifton Simmons now enters the pit lane. So Clifton was, he had already pitted. I think he was one of those guys who pitted real early. And he now comes in for, I think, another stop. Alan Warnecki now getting passed by Moffitt there, who came out of the pits a couple laps ago.
You know, and a good job by these ARCA guys. You know, it's 45-mile-an-hour pit speed limit. You know, you're running 150, 170 mile an hour around track, and you got to slow down and get the car wound down to 45 mile an hour. I mean, that can be tough within itself, and I have seen no penalties so far out of these guys. So great job by them.
Yeah, I mean, this whole race, like start to finish, this has looked really, really good. Maybe they just needed us to go away and leave them alone, and then they could, you know, really show what they got. Gudger looks like he made up a little bit of time. I'm watching the gaps here.
Yeah, I was listening to Warnecki. He's talking about that 6 having them connection issues a little bit.
Oh, Allen is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was talking about him there. So
I've not seen. I've seen Dade blinking. I haven't seen really anyone else. So hopefully.
Yeah, Dade's right in front of Warnecki. He was talking about him.
Okay. Oh, I got you. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a way to check the lap sled on my thing here, but I think Warnecki has basically dominated this race. Cavan's hanging in there. So maybe Cavan's just going to wait for Warnecki. Maybe that's his play. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. And then just see who's got the better tires at the end.
Yeah, although, I mean, you've done 60 laps now, right? So is it...
64 is pitting.
Okay, here we go. Okay, Tyler DeTalent entered the pits as well. So he pits from 5th. Good run for him. We know there's a lot of time. And here's Warnecki. Here we go.
Here comes Warnecki, your leader, coming on pit road.
And he got really squirrely, but
he got down there.
I think he makes it work. So he was basically almost about to lap Gudger.
92's coming in.
92. Okay, so they're all going for it.
Here comes the 92.
You have to, right? I mean, because
Oh, you got to.
at this point, you're
88's
going to be
coming in.
losing time. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yep. They were just waiting for Alan.
48's coming in.
Here we
Yep.
go.
We're all gonna follow him.
All right. So we'll look at. Alan goes down to that first pit stall that he got for his pole position. Gudger leaves, but he's again a lap down. Alan's already out.
There goes
So
Alan.
what?
Nice and
So
slow,
he
no
does.
penalty.
He does come out behind Pendell and Dustin Buck. So the gap right now to Dustin Buck looks like it's going to be about 10 seconds.
Yeah, he's gonna have to stay patient. You know, just do what he's been doing. Don't burn the tires up trying to catch those guys.
Yep.
You know, you got the better tires. Stay patient.
Yeah. So.
Still got 40 laps, plenty of time.
Yeah. So Dustin Buck takes over the race lead. Pendell is about 2.5 seconds. So that gap has really remained about consistent, kind of the whole time since they pitted, and then it cycles through. So Allen's gap to Dustin Buck is 10 seconds and dropping. So this is kind of a situation where that we saw at Chicagoland where Blake had pitted and Johnny Rapp had pitted many laps ago, and we were going to watch that gap fall. So
I think my long strategy is going to work.
yeah, I think it will too. I mean, again, assuming it stays green. So if it doesn't, then that kind of throws a wrench into everything. But you have half the field now who's a lap down. Simmons is 4 laps down.
Got 92 coming in.
We have an amazing battle for 6th here. We got 6th, 7th, and 8th all within second of one another. So to be to do 6.
Moffat Powell and Tyler DeTalent.
Yeah, you got to have done 63 laps and then to be within a second of each other is pretty incredible.
Oh, definitely.
So Daniel Morris, yeah. So Cavan is 14. All right. I need to track Cavan against Alan Warnecki. So it looks like Cavan, for whatever reason, did not have a great pit stop because I thought he was closer to Alan Warnecki. He is now
5
4.
seconds.
I think maybe it was about that, right? I think it was like 3 something. So maybe he just was a little more conservative. Yeah. So he's about 4.7 seconds behind Alan, and that's holding pretty steady. So that gap that was 10 seconds to Warnecki is now 8. So he's already made up 2 of those seconds. So we'll see if that. We know the strategy will eventually pay off. It's just a matter of when is he going to catch him. But you got 35 laps to go. You got a lot of time. So he's now currently working his way through some traffic. So he's got the 07 of Joe Rapp, Michael Gudger, and then Abraham Kalufa in front of him. I'm gonna go onto his in-car camera here.
He's got a little bit of traffic, so he's gonna have to kind of finesse his way around these guys. You know, you got looks like Gudger and Abraham Kalufa. They're battling for position.
Yeah, Dustin Buck and Pendell are both in clean air. So Buck is kind of midway through turns 1 and 2 now as Alan crossed the finish line.
Yeah, 7 seconds now. He's done made up 1 second and 2 laps. So.
Yeah. So his last lap was a 30.9. Cavan is even faster. Cavan ran a 30.7. And they're about 3/4 of a second faster than Buck and Pendell. Buck is about 0.2 of a second faster than Pendell. So that gap that was 2.5 seconds is now about 3.5. So yeah, Alan is coming.
Yeah, he's just got to stay patient.
Pretty incredible stuff from him. Yeah, I mean, I think. Just gonna check our.
He's a good driver, and like I said, I've run several different places with him. He can come up with some of the weirdest pit strategies. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He will just throw it out there.
So he's currently right now second in points due to I think Pendell winning that one race at Phoenix. So he's about 6 points behind. So this will be and then Kevin Baumler, who's right there as well. He's in third, right behind Allen. So this is going to be a fantastic three-way battle for the championship, I think, as it gets down to it. Daniel Morris Jr., I expect when Daytona Road comes along that he's just going to smoke the field because he was so quick at Road America. So I'm going to look forward to him doing some good work there. And then
The
obviously,
6 car's back on pit road here.
let's take a look at what's going on.
We're getting
Oh
4
yeah,
cars.
yeah, okay. Maybe he just. It looks like he slid it, kind of drifted it onto pit road. So we'll see how that works out.
He pitted back on 34, so I mean maybe
Yeah,
he's trying to two-stop this
two
thing,
stop it.
little
Yeah,
strategy.
yeah. Well, I think again he's 2 laps down right now. I think it's probably more of a comfort thing for him that he's just like, all right, I can't. There's little to gain, little to lose.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
just gonna, enjoy my time out on the track by keeping my tires in the right operating window. Bornecki is about to pass Pendel here. Here we go. So they both lap Gudger. Gets under these guys. No love lost. He clears him with ease. Pendel's gonna try and get sort of close. Yeah, he's got nothing.
Yeah, Warnecki
That gap's already 0.3 of a second. So I'm surprised they're still behind Gudger. Because Gudger is a lap down.
Gudger's a lap down. Looks like we only got 8 cars on the lead lap since, everybody's spread out and we've gone green this whole time.
He is in good shape if we get a caution, so he's got that going
definitely
for him. But yeah, I think like you said, everyone's kind of spread out.
I know a lot of these guys are praying for that caution. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, they're all acting pretty respectful and keeping the cars going straight. I haven't seen a lot of people even have. I mean, I've seen a couple people get into the wall out at 4, but nothing too bad. So here's the thing. So Warnecki now. I don't think I would have expected him to pass Gudger by now, and I don't know. I'm trying to look at the team chats and all that. So Gudger is in the Vintage Racing chat. So I don't know. I mean, it's just him and Dave Grajewski in this race. So I don't know what he has to gain by holding up Allen. I mean, Allen's still making progress on Dustin Buck, so he probably sees that. But I have to imagine he would want Gudger to swiftly move out of the way.
Oh, Gudger's matching him lap for lap. I don't really think he's holding him up, but that dirty air probably is killing the 44. But I mean, they're running equal laps, so.
Yeah. Oh, got a little blink there. Gudger had some ping issues. Trying to see if I don't think there's any other close battles in the track. It looks like the talent has cleared Moffitt. Cowell and Moffitt are sort of there, but that's still 2 seconds, which is.
Gentry coming off pit road.
Check out Nathan. What's he up to? So he's going to come out in front of Gudger and Warnecki on that fresh rubber, so he should be able to. It's going to stall Warnecki's progress. That gap's still coming down. Oh, Nathan in the wall, so he gets those brand new tires and immediately throws it into the fence. So 25 laps to go. Everyone pitted around lap 55. Your leader, Dustin Buck. When did he pit?
Warnecki is still following Gudger.
Dustin Buck. Yeah, he pitted on lap 43, so it's been a while. And Alan Warnecki pitted on lap 59, so that's almost a 20-lap difference.
Warnecki's got it to second and a half, so it should be getting interesting here in the next handful of laps.
Yeah, so the question is, how big of a fight does Buck put up? And I mean, is Pendel going to catch him? That's the other question. So Pendel pitted much later. Kevin Baumler looks like he's finally making some progress on Pendel. So Buck having pitted so early, and Pendel. So yeah, Pendel pitted with Buck. So they both pitted on lap 43. So this is when they're, 20 lap difference tires. That's really going to start to hurt them. So this is possible that you could see a Warnecki Baumler 1-2. I don't see Daniel Morris making his way up to Pendel and Buck, but anything is possible.
Oh, Gudger goes high. He's going to let the 44 by.
Yep. All right.
10's going to come
Oh,
up
he's in
too.
the wall.
Gudger's
in the wall.
Yeah. Man, got in the wall a little bit. Wonder if that car's starting to push now, like he had in the first run.
Yeah. Gudger's one of those guys.
Oh, 10's in the wall.
Yep, saw that. Does that cause a caution? Not yet. This is the last thing these leaders want to see. Although Dustin Buck probably, I don't know if he would be hurting too much if he saw a caution. Looks like he's about to be overtaken for the lead.
Yeah, Warnecki's there. Got it done at 0.2 of a second. Gonna start working on him. Just can't burn your tires up trying to get around him.
So they got the 43 car here in front of them.
Got a good run off too. Here he comes down the back stretch on the inside.
That is it.
Thank you. Yep, he just lets him go.
That's all she wrote.
That's a good move. Maybe he won't. Trying to stay on that podium. Don't want to spend too much time. He knows Warnecki's faster.
Exactly. Yeah, it's one of those things that just try and salvage the position. He's got a pretty decent gap over Baumler, I think. So let's see what Baumler's running. Baumler just ran a 31.4. Dustin Buck ran a 32.2, but that was letting the 44 by. So 20 to go. You would need what, 0.2 of a second a lap to make up? No, 0.4 of a second a lap he would need to make up. Yeah. So Gudger, looking at Dustin, Buck, and Gudger. Yeah, I wonder what is going through Buck's head, if he's kind of waiting to see what Gudger does. Looking at Pendel is still about 4 seconds behind Baumler. Maybe Morris could jump Pendel. Let's see, because Morris pitted pit lap. Morris pitted on lap 60. Pendel pitted on lap 40. So that's another one that Daniel Morris Jr. might be in position to take fourth here. Buck continues.
Yeah, Dustin Buck is trying not to waste no time. He just called out to Gudger. I'll give you the inside, plenty of room. So he's trying to keep his momentum up so he don't fall out of this top three.
Yeah. I know the green flag purists want to see just a straight fight to the end, but I would love to see a caution. Just see.
Oh, most definitely. You got four sets of tires. You want to use them all.
See what people do. I mean, depending on your gap right now. Again, I think all these guys now are worried about points, so they're trying to hold their spot. But a Hail Mary would be pit now, put on fresh rubber, and then hope a caution comes out. And
yeah, definitely.
But I think you'd probably lose a lap pitting anyway. So that's a problem with this track, is you go a lap down anyway. So really, Gudger's probably the one who'd most benefit from that. So 16 to go. Alan Warnecki dominated the first part of this race. Pitted late. Dustin Buck pitted early. Dustin led a good portion of the race, but once the cars cycled out and Alan was able to let his strategy do the work, it was kind of for naught. So
he just put a lap on the 7th place car, so currently only 6 cars on the lead lap here.
Yep, we got Daniel Morris Jr. though, number 48. He is now within a half a second-ish of Christopher Pendel, your winner from Phoenix. So I think he will be. I think there's very little chance that Pendel is going to be able to hold him off. I think those better tires are paying dividends for him.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to decide, you know, when you're in the middle of the race and you're clicking laps off, you know, when to pit, who's going to pit, is there a caution going to come out? So you kind of just got to come out with a strategy and stick to it and say, this is what I'm going to do, you know.
Now, this Nicholas Moffitt Michael Gudger battle is for position. So it is for 7th place. So Nicholas Moffitt has done an amazing job to, you know, hold back one of the veterans of the series, Gudger, who is, I believe he's collected I was going to say, I'm not sure if he had collected any podiums since season 1, but he was the 3rd place finisher in season 1. And then he nearly had a podium at Bristol last season. So he is quick, but I think Gudger's about to dispose of the 70 here. Morris has gotten by Pendel, so I'm sorry I missed that. I'll pull up that replay here for you guys so you can see that. So it looks like Morris just gets a much better run out of 4. So that is for 4th place. So great work for Daniel Morris Jr. To get himself one spot up. Dustin Buck slowly falling into the clutches of Kevin Baumler. Kevin Baumler probably, you know, I think if he can get 2nd here, that will be an accomplishment. But I think after Chicagoland, he probably has to be a little bit disappointed because I think he was clearly the class of the ARCA field there. So I think for him to be as far off of Warnecki as he was might be a little bit disappointing. We'll have to see what he says in the interview if we bring him in here.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, I mean this.
Whoa! Buck's in the wall.
Yeah, Kevin Baumler just got in the wall as well. So they both got some Nashville stripes here now. So 10 to go. The concentration lapses start to kick in.
Warnecki out to 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, he's on cruise control right now.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, this is great. What a performance for the 44. If you're a 44 fan out there, hope you're enjoying this because he has put on a clinic. And I believe will probably stamp his authority on the championship here. As it looks like he will most likely, he was 6 points behind Pendel. Well, Pendel's now down in 5th. I think he'll definitely jump Pendel. Pendel has did not have the most laps led or the pole position. So we'll check the stats after the race for you guys. But yeah, looking really good for Alan Warnecki.
Yeah, he has nobody out in front of him. Just clear sailing from here on out.
Buck is way off. It looked like he is dropping like really bad. He just dropped a second almost. His right front looks to be hammered. Yeah, he is hurting right now. That gap.
It seems him and Moffitt may have got into a little squabble here. Heard him call it out on the radio.
All right, I gotta see this.
Yeah, let's see what happened here. Oh, he's gonna get in.
To get into Moffitt. Let's see if we can go back a lap here.
Yeah, Moffitt got a little loose off the corner, and then he just had nowhere to go. Got into the rear end of him, and then the 10 got into Buck also. So kind of
oh
three
my
cars
gosh,
in a
yes, a Buck sandwich here.
That has allowed Balmer to. I mean, he's pulling up here. He's on his back bumper.
So is this off a 4? Yeah. Up. And there it is. Yeah, we see the contact here. Yeah, he gets right in the back of him here. See if I can get a better view of this. Oh, wow. He turns 70 into the wall. All right, let's go back live again.
There we go.
So, yeah, Kevin Baumler. The Buck's still on him.
Yeah, he's right as his back bumper trying to figure out how to get around him, get that second position. Coming to the inside. He's going to come down and block him. Baumler going to go high.
Yeah, I think Yeah, Kevin's also on those newer tires, so
Yeah, he got a good run right there coming
he
down the
should be
back
in good
stretch.
shape. But you know what? For Buck to do what he did, I don't think. I mean, obviously, I don't think Morris is going to catch him. So he beats Pendel. Pendel's fallen way back. I'm not sure what's happened to him, or if he's maybe hit the wall a couple of times. He's getting passed by Kalufa here. I think he's waved up the white flag. So yeah, he's about to get overtaken by Clifton Simmons too. He's probably just waiting for it to come on home. So yeah, Warnecki looking really good. Kevin looks like he'll pick up another second place. It's not a bad run for him. I think he's gonna be needing to do his homework for the next one. So we will have our next race is next week at Darlington, and there will be bushwhackers there. So that will be, I think that's going to be the last of the bushwhacker races for this season. Or no, it's not. There's going to be New Hampshire. There's 2 more.
Yeah, I think you gonna have a few in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
A few in Darlington.
Yep. That's correct.
I've already used up my 3, so you won't see me in ARCA
Yeah.
Series
No,
no more this
I'm
season.
going to leave these guys alone. I think I love this new class of drivers, and I think you know what, any one of those top 5, I think would be welcome in the truck series. So we'll have to see how they do with their super license points. Maybe we can get them, a couple of them, to pull a Austin Holbrook and grind it out for a 2K I rating. Well, actually, yeah, the top 3 are all over 2K, and then Daniel Morris Jr. and Pendel are pretty close. So I think any one of those guys would be primed for the.
crossing the start-finish line.
Yeah, is this our white flag? Here we go. So Alan
White flag,
Warnecki.
I do believe.
Tyler DeTalent passes Pendel. So Tyler DeTalent, I know there's a bunch of you out there, Tyler DeTalent fans. Mr. DeTalent does pick up, or looks like he's going to pick up that top 5 after all. So great job for him.
Awesome job.
Alan Warnecki comes down, and he will take the Nashville 133, his first win in the GTCC ARCA series. Kevin Baumler coming around to take second. It's his second on the trot. Dustin Buck, a fantastic third. Gambled on strategy. I think he'll probably be pretty happy with that. I don't think you can complain too much. Daniel Morris Jr. looking real solid as well. Another top 5. And Mr. Tyler DeTalent himself eats the wall after the start-finish line. And Christopher Pendel, your points leader coming in, he's going to be doing some soul searching maybe.
Yeah, he was struggling there toward the end. Not real sure what was going on with him, though.
Yeah, so the celebration begins for Alan Warnecki. And Dumpster Fire Racing. So Dumpster Fire Racing having just an amazing season. Is Alan one of the payday sort of satellite drivers?
I don't think so. No, sir.
Okay, he is not. Yeah, he's just a guy who's come in and been real fast. But yeah, Nathan's done a good job to scoop up the fast guys this season. So this is I guess the 3rd win for them. They had the 2 wins with Kostic in the Sly Designs Truck Series, and now Alan Warnecki picks up his first win. I'm gonna go ahead and grab him into the booth, and Jonathan, I'm gonna let you run the interviews if that's all right with you.
Yes, sir. That's fine with me.
All right, let's bring in our winner, Alan Warnecki.
0x.
Alan Warnecki.
Hola.
You got us, buddy? It's Jonathan and Dustin Bolly up in the booth.
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, put on a clinic. How was the car tonight, man? Look perfect.
Yeah, the car looked good. That's Nathan painted it up. Looks good.
Yeah, you was really fast, man. You put a hurting on him. How was your race?
Well, as of last week, I hated this track. Dustin convinced me to put in a bunch of practice, and he ran with me, so that was obviously extremely helpful. Going green didn't hurt either.
Yeah, 15 cars in the field. Looked like it was, everybody was pretty spread out. Had a couple side-by-side battles. What about lap traffic? Anybody give you any problems, or was all these ARCA guys playing nice with each other?
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of respect from everybody. The only thing I noticed in traffic was the dirty air was not good. It was tight on entry, especially, and then exit wasn't much better.
Yeah, we noticed when you was trying to catch the leader, you got hung behind Gudger there for a while. Explain that dirty air. I mean, would you just having a hard time closing in on him or making the pass?
Well, we were on the same tire, so I knew I didn't really have to push it. But yeah, it was super tight on entry, being that there's only one line. You're both kind of on it on entry, so just kind of got to back it up and try to beat them on exit.
Well, good job, man. I had you in the winner's circle when the race started. You know, I've run with you. All great driver, very respectful. Congratulations on your win. Who you got to thank out there, man?
First off, the admins, those guys keep all of us monkeys in line and put on a good show and let us come out here and have some fun. And then teammates, Andrew and Dustin and Nathan, we ran quite a bit of practice this week. Dustin had a great finish. Andrew had top 10, so that's fantastic. We're just making progress. The rest of the league, big shout out to them, running clean and side by side. And turn 4 is not easy on used tires, so I'm sure there was a lot of guys lifting to keep it out of the wall. So
We've seen a few get in the wall. But good job, man. Congratulations on the win, and we'll send you back to your team. Good job.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the broadcast too. It's always fun to go back and watch and kind of see how the race played out.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you.
All right. Oh. I moved the wrong guy to the radio interviews. Sorry about that. How about that? All right, let's move. Let's go to our second place finisher, Kevin Baumler. I'll bring him in, and I'll let you run that one.
Hey, Kevin. This is Jonathan and Dustin Bally in the booth. You got us?
I got you guys.
Man, what was you dealing with out there, man? I've run with you. I know how fast you are. Tell us about it.
Yeah, just this track being concrete, it doesn't really grip up. You feel like you don't have a whole lot of grip. So I was kind of struggling wrapping my head around that, and the dirty air was just terrible. So it was really hard to catch Alan. I don't think I had anything for him if I was in clean air or not. He did a really good job tonight. But yeah, we got up to second and kind of just rode there.
Yeah, started third, finished second. Heck of a points night for you. What was you dealing with on this concrete surface? I noticed a lot of guys getting into the wall, maybe pushing off 4 a little bit.
Yeah, the car was just really tight, and especially in dirty air, but just tight all around. You really had to either brake early and kind of cut it down. Turn 3 and 4 is a major pain in my butt. It's really rough, and it seems like it kind of forces you towards the wall on exit. So it's really easy to hit that wall when you're fighting tight all night.
Oh, I agree. Well, you had a good run, man. Good points day. I know how fast you are, man. Looking forward to you getting up here and getting a win. Who you got to think out there? Who gets the car going around the track for you?
Yeah, well, I gotta thank the broadcasters first and foremost. Without you guys, we won't have fans at home won't have anything to watch. GTCC ARCA series, Nathan Gentry. Gotta thank Blake Hop for making my wraps, and gotta give a shout out to my fiance for letting me get on here and have some fun every other night.
Heck yeah, man! Awesome run. Can't wait to see what you do in these next races coming along.
Yeah, I think we got Darlington and New Hampshire coming up, so those are both pretty fun tracks. Should be interesting. See if we can get some truck guys in there. Honestly, I love racing with the truck guys. I learn something every time I'm racing around them or behind them or in front of them. Good group of guys on the truck series, and they've definitely helped me, and I've learned a lot from them.
So,
Awesome, buddy.
Kevin, do you have any more reverse bushwhacking races coming up?
I think I got Charlotte, which I really like Charlotte, but obviously it's closer to the end of the season, so obviously I'm not going to be too wild and try to cost anybody points or anything like that. But
I gotta deal with you more.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but no, I picked Charlotte because I just really like that track. I feel pretty comfortable at that place, so it should be a good time.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, we're real proud of you. Keep hammering away. We know that win's coming. Just needed a few more tenths tonight, but we're still happy for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Yep. All right, we're gonna move him back to Evil Empire, and we will move in our third place finisher, Dustin Buck. Hopefully he's here. There he is. Let's bring him in. Hey, Sean, what's going on?
Before you do, I just wanted to point out the points battle.
Oh, okay. Do you have the
update.
stats updated? Okay, go ahead.
So we actually had a change for the points lead with one drop calculated in. So Alan Warnecki is now our points leader.
Okay.
He's got 202 points, and Christopher Pindell in second with 197, and then Kevin Baumler in 195.
Okay. So
It's a real tight battle for the lead.
Getting close, yep.
Super close. Yeah, I had figured that that Warnecki was probably going to take it with his finish tonight. But yeah, great job. And I tell you what, I think all those top 5, top 6 ARCA drivers look really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they all have. I think, Dustin's definitely got a win coming. Kevin's obviously got a win coming. I think Morris will look good at that Daytona Road Course race. And then Pendel, obviously, we know he's quick. So I think it's going to be a good rest of the season. I'm going to grab Mr. Buck here, and we'll talk to him here. All right, here he is.
Dustin Buck, you got us up in the booth, man?
Yep.
Hey, Jonathan Cofield up here with Dustin Bally. Hey, what about that pit strategy, man? Talk about your race a little bit.
Well, I thought that I'd have a lot more of a lead than what I did after they stayed out that long. I kind of knew what Alan was going to do, and when Pendle pit, I just figured I'd come down too, and I took it easy on tires when I came back out, but I should have been going a little bit harder than what I did. I was kind of out overdriving entry most of the race, and Alan was just doing a better job with tires, so I figured I'd try something different.
Were you kind of dealing with what all the other drivers have been talking about, kind of car getting real tight off 4, taking you to the wall?
A little bit. I always worked on keeping it on the right rear out of 4. So if anything, most like the first 3 quarters of a run, I was able to keep it somewhat loose coming off the corner versus pushing.
Well, hey, third ain't nothing to hang your head about, man. You started second, finished third. Had a heck of a run out there, man. Y'all ARCA guys put on a hell of a show. Who you want to thank? You got any sponsor shout outs? Anybody?
Oh, thank you guys and the guys at Backmarkers, buckwildracing.net.
All right, man, well,
I was going to say, Dustin, do you have any particular tracks that you're looking forward to the rest of the season? Obviously, we have a couple of races full of bushwhackers coming up at Darlington and New Hampshire. But then once we get into that final stretch with Daytona Road, Kansas, Iowa, Homestead, do you have any of those that you're really honing in on for a victory here?
No, I mean, I'm not looking forward to the road course. I'll probably do okay at Darlington. I get around there all right. We'll see what happens when Iowa comes around. I like that track.
Well, that's a fun track. That's a driver's track there.
Yeah, just keep it from spinning off 4.
That's right. Well, hey man, great podium. You ARCA guys put on a good race, nice and clean. Green flag to green flag. One more question? Was you hoping for a caution? To see what everybody might have had on equal tires?
It would have been nice to get back on equal tires, but if I wasn't gonna win it, I wanted Alan to for sure. I wasn't in the league the first 2 races, so I'm just really racing for wins, and he's racing for points. So, I mean, it really worked out the best that it could as far as him maximizing his points, and I ran well. I can't complain. So,
All right, buddy. Well, good job. Appreciate you coming out.
yeah, you guys have a good one.
Thanks,
You
man.
too,
You
bud.
too. I forget which chat room he was in. Which room do you want us to move you back to?
Oh.
Okay, I guess he left anyway. Do you want to grab one more person?
Who you want to bring in here? Who's our biggest mover?
Biggest mover I think was Gudger, +5.
Let's bring him in. Biggest
All right.
mover of the race.
You want to talk to a fishbowl for a couple minutes here?
Michael
All right, let's bring him in. Got it.
Gudger, Jonathan, and Dustin Bally in the booth. You got us?
Hi.
How was your race, man?
Chaotic, to
biggest
say the
mover.
least. Very chaotic.
A little chaotic.
Yeah, that's an understatement if I'm being honest.
Well, you started 12th, finished 7th. I mean, you made a bunch of positions up.
Yeah, not to mention I really tired right in the middle of it too.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, like lap 55, tire exploded and I had to limp it all the way back out of the pits.
Wow, tire wear is that bad, huh?
I just think I burned mine up.
Wow.
That's interesting because it seemed like at times you had pace for the leaders, and you were one of those guys that we didn't expect you to finish a lap down. And it looks like you maybe didn't qualify that well. So was it kind of like the pace was there? It was just getting it to be consistent was kind of hard.
Well, I had absolutely no practice because I heard the station the race was gonna start like 15 minutes later and it didn't for some reason. But yeah, I basically had to run my 2 laps and that's all the practice I had for the race.
All right. You want to give anyone any shout outs here?
Yeah, thank all the guys in the Venice chat as always. Thank everybody who helps put on this race. And yeah, thank y'all for broadcasting it as well.
You're very welcome. Are you going to be doing any more reverse bushwhacking?
Probably not.
Okay. No more plate
I
races
didn't think
up?
Tyler would let me if I wanted to anyways.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have Bristol coming up.
I know I love Bristol, but I don't think it'll happen, sadly.
All right. Well, maybe we'll see if we can get a 1 race deal for you. Maybe hammer it out for Thursday. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
Already sounds good.
All right. Yeah. Hey, man, we're proud of you. Good work. And we'll.
Good run, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Alrighty, thank y'all.
All right. Let's move him back to vintage, and then.
Little action from under the sea there.
Yeah. It's always interesting talking to Gudger. So I have the race results pulled up. So Warnecki wins for Dumpster Fire. Dustin Buck, I believe, is also Dumpster Fire. Maybe he's Buck Wild. He was in the Dumpster Fire chat, so that's why I put him under that. So I think he might actually be a different team. But yeah, well, Alan was talking about how he practiced with Dustin anyway. So great job for them. I think Daniel Morris is now Evil Empire. So Evil Empire does get 2, 4, and 5. So they're probably locks for the team championship. I don't know. I couldn't tell who Pendel and Gudger were affiliated with, so I just put them down as privateers. But yeah, the Impact guys, Nicholas Moffat, Abraham Kalufa did okay. But yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like a team-wise Evil Empire kind of steamroll. So
yeah, looks like they had a real good day, real good points day there.
Yep. So, Jonathan, do you have any closing thoughts, any reflections on the race you want to share with the broadcast before we sign off here?
Just that I enjoyed the race. Went green to checkered. I always like green flag racing. Everybody drove. Everybody mined their P's and Q's and gave everybody plenty of room. Great job on pit road. Can't wait to see what who comes out in this ARCA championship. Got a lot of fast guys.
Yeah. Obviously, that top 3 is going to be is real tight, and I think it could become a top 4 or 5. I think again, like I think with Pendel there, I think he maybe just had a bad race, so I expect him to bounce back, definitely.
Yeah, I think he just had a bad night. You know, he's real good. So yeah, we'll be looking for him to come up on through there too.
All right. All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up here. And hey, man, I appreciate you joining me here in the booth, and we'll have to do another one sometime here. All right.
Yes, sir. That was fun.
Here, do you want to give any shout outs? I don't know if anyone of your people was listening.
I don't know. I don't want to take anything from these ARCA guys. I want to thank the. You're gonna have to help me here. Series sponsor GTCC.
Yeah, Nathan Gentry. We'll thank him. We'll say thank
Thank
you
him
for
for
having this feeder
definitely.
series.
Exactly. Anybody that sponsors the ARCA series or wants to sponsor the ARCA series, y'all come on out and we have a great time. Good group of guys.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you, Jonathan. We'll see you in the next one. All right.
Yes, sir. See you.
Yep. All right. So just gonna wrap up here. Alan Warnecki dominated this race. I think it was a well-deserved win. And I think the points championship right now is real tight between Pendel, Baumler, and Warnecki. So we'll see what they can do the rest of the season. I think the next two will be interesting. Looking at the Bushwhackers and kind of the role that they're going to play. But definitely a great night for Warnecki, a great night for the series, going caution free. Everyone looked so good tonight. Every one of these drivers who was a part of this, I think you all should give yourselves a pat on the back. It's always an accomplishment to run one of these races caution free. So yeah, just great night all around. Great night for the series. Great night for Backmarkers. And we will be back on Thursday night for the Sly Designs Truck Series at Bristol. So that's going to be quite a wild race, I think. Obviously everyone there is pretty good, but the tight quarters and high banks make for always some interesting action. So tune in to the Backmarkers Racing League YouTube channel on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for that one. And I hope you guys enjoyed this race. Again, congratulations to Alan Warnecki, Kevin Baumler, Dustin Buck, your podium, and have a great night. We'll see you in the next one.